These bodies, the wounds are recent, hardly any decay.
Listen, I love robbing a grave as much as anyone, but are you about to do what I think you're about to do?
We're adventurers now, Ori. We have to be resourceful. These could be used for zombie decoys, sacrifices to the gods of meat. The options are endless. Come on, give me a hand. No closer, or it's your heads.
Not heads, not yet. From Queen's Nest we come, to Throne of Corsal we go.
I know of no throne.
It is second death. Flesh is ours, soul is Mortis's.
Tell me more about this throne and what it has to do with Mortis.
To Throne we go, flesh ours, soul Mortis.
Whatever it is you seek, let's hope you find it.
To Throne of...
Listen, I love robbing...
Come on, give me a... What is this?
Mortis's power wanes. If the goddess of death is dying, and it is our guess that she is, we must act.
You intend to use this to save Mortis, somehow.
No! We intend to end her reign once and for all. An opportunity like this comes once an epoch at best. If you've come to volunteer yourself to the throne, proceed.
My guess is those bodies weren't volunteers?
Their will hardly matters now. Nor does yours, little man.
No need for hostility, Necromancer. We're just travelers passing through these parts.
All intruders in Greyleaf Pass. Most certainly.
Ori, look. These bodies are newer.
Oh, we're not actually gonna take this, are we?
When in Greyleaf, do as the zombies do. Come on, help me collect this stuff.
Still worried about me being alone,
Fine to me. What? You...
If you... Their will hardly matters now. Nor does...
We ride from Ilion to negotiate an alliance between our land and yours.
The goddess of death is not here to negotiate. And well, I don't want truce. I want your death.
What is...
More...
You and...
No! If you... Their will hardly matters now. Nor does yours, little man.
No one threatens Orion. No one!
Let us savor this moment.
For my dread queen!
Now you see me? I'll sneak past them.
High Father, guide me.
Feel the snake's bite! You mess with Abby, you mess with me!
For Mortis!
You're done.
Come, my darlings. I will lick your wounds.
You will be purged.
You stink of the living. For my dread queen!
Feel the snake's bite! You mess with Abby, you mess with me! I think we're getting good at this.
flesh is too soft.
Scorch this impurity.
Yield, or I will cut off your head!
Enough! Well done, young fiend. Well done.
What?
You are spectacular, otherworldly. It's been a century since I last met a fighter with your, vigor. I have a proposition. Help us reap the flesh we need for the throne, and I will repay you in any way you ask.
I nearly killed you. You're either very forgiving or very crazy.
I'm very both, as are you, which is why an alliance is all the more valuable. But it cannot be struck without flesh sacrifice!
I can't be the only one who's feeling nervous about this.
He's powerful, crazy, needs our help. We'll worry about the details later.
Right. Regret later, act now. Regret later, act now.
Now then, deal?
I'm holding you to your word. If I help you build this monstrosity, that makes us allies.
More than allies. If we free the burdened minds in the forests of the lost, I'd say that makes us friends.
One thing at a time, Necromancer.
Oh, please. Call me Edgemar. Enemy of the Vale, the Elves, Mortis. Enemy of a great number of things.
I'm Aviana, known around these parts as the Huntress of Tomes.
Truth be told, if you can find willing participants for our ritual, there need be no fighting at all. But I wouldn't recommend it. Everyone should have the pleasure of dying when they least expect it.
Leave the details to me, Edgemar. I'll help build this throne, and in return...
The liberated hordes of Greyleaf do anything you ask.
You're building a temple of rotting flesh. What I don't understand is why, or how.
Instructing my minions to harvest flesh resulted in them tearing each other to shreds. How children fight for the love of a parent. Their bodies made fine contributions just the same. My incantation to free us from Mortis's control requires only blood sacrifice now. Lots of it.
You mentioned you're trying to free yourself from Mortis. What happened to her?
Better minds have been driven mad, questioning the fickle will of gods, young fiend. Know only that Mortis's will is to unite the world in death, but That will wanes.
You don't strike me as picky, but let's assume you were. Where do I find the best sacrifices?
My taste in flesh is hardly discerning, it's true. From the tomb of Tuchul-Khan to the Eastern Wastes, I want any, and I want many!
I like to know who I'm working with, Edgemar.
Well, there was a time, over a century ago, when I was an archmage to Demosthenes II. I was among the first to serve the Veil. I killed a man who stood in the way of my rise to power. The Veil posthumously named him a saint, and damned me to cleansing. I chose a different path.
Necromancy.
And why not? The only thing worse than a naked obsession with power is a hidden obsession with power.
I just needed to hear you say it. I've already harvested the flesh we need for the throne.
You said you didn't want to be friends, and yet, look how eager you are to please. Well then, young fiend, present this, the final offering on the throne of Korsal. Let us usher in a new era for the Second-Born together.
I'm not one to make demands, but this seems like a good time to back away.
I thought you'd never ask.
Abby, look!
The Lost One, champion of the Council of Six.
Petulant Edgemar, how dare you invade my domain?
Your domain?
I can explain?
And how have you come to keep the company of the Child of Iron and Sky?
We're friends!
Someone please tell me what's actually happening here.
As I knew and loved your parents, I will allow it. Speak your questions.
Explain what this throne actually is.
The Throne of Korsal is a binding ritual from the epoch of Hoyland Toth. When performed, it is powerful enough to imprison a god itself. That must not happen.
Edgemar says Mortis's power wanes, and that with this throne, we can free them. They deserve liberation, not servitude.
As their unholy mother deserves subservience for granting them a second chance at life. Do not judge what you cannot comprehend.
Edgemar gave me the impression these were his lands, so I assume you're an invader.
The forests of the Lost are mine. I am the eternal champion of the Council of the Six. We are the ancient heirs to Mortis's will. Through us, her power multiplies across the lands. Edgemar is a pest.
Mortis's power wanes. Edgemar said so himself, and frankly, something isn't right in Greyleaf. The hordes are scattered, disorganized, isolated.
These lands are mine to reign over. You dare question me?
Enough of this. We rode here seeking some sort of bond between our people and yours. Instead,
you aided this insolent cur. However, you have wrought death on the invaders of Greyleaf while I was blinded by Edgemar's illusions. For that you have the gratitude of the Council. I will render your death painlessly, and with mercy.
Hands to irons. We do not die today.
Death is going to have to wait. Hello? Anyone? You're here. Where's Orion?
Dead, most likely. But then, so are we.
We were fighting. The Lost One descended. I can't remember what happened next.
Because it happened after we died. Instead of giving us a second waking, the Council must have trapped our souls here as punishment.
What is this place?
The Hall of Souls. A prison for any who stand against Mortis. Or, to be more specific, this is one of many stones used to build the Great Hall. Each stone in the Hall of Souls is its own prison world. A hollow form filled with suffering souls.
There must be some way to earn our freedom.
None who are imprisoned in the stones of the Hall of Souls ever leave. The torture is eternal. I'd say it's best we make ourselves comfortable and learn to enjoy the existential anguish.
So long as I have the will to fight, I'm fighting. Are you coming?
We'll have the rest of eternity to sulk. It can wait.
Good. Let's find Orion.